Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, we talk about art. I'm RJ.
And I'm so tired of coming up with these damn jokes.
Let's get to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about art. It's our focal point, so why the heck not? Well, I just thought it might be interesting because, you know, we're both trying to do our own comic book,
Right.
and we both have a particular style that we like, and it's actually fairly similar. We want realistic and gritty, right?
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see what kind of art we like other than that. And
Okay, I see where you're going.
to do with the way we want to draw comics, or, you know, or what?
That's very interesting psychoanalysis. You know, as far as our art choices, if we were going to a gallery, what painting would we sit at and just stare at?
Right.
And what does that say about us as people? That's a good psychoanalysis.
I am dark and drippy. I always say that. Like, I love dark, drippy art.
Dark, drippy art.
Yeah, if it's like dark, like if it's like stained wood or something and then painted on. Like I have a friend, Josey Wise, who does some great art, and it's like stained panels of wood, like canvas, but it's wood, and she just stain it all dark, and that'll be the sky, you know, whatever, and then she'll do a tree or something, and I really respond to that. In fact, the art that I have in the other room, it's very dark, it's got a little bit of metallic stuff, but it really only shows, I mean, it almost looks black until you put, or, you know, whatever, very dark until you put light on it, and then stuff start coming out. You know?
Yeah, I get that.
But I guess it's a little abstract, but I do also tend to do realist stuff. Like, I'm the type of guy that really loves, like, I wouldn't say I love Rembrandt, actually, but I appreciate, like, Leonardo da Vinci and Rembrandt and you know, Michelangelo, Raphael. And
Right.
all the, you know, realistic. And, like, when it comes to, like, Picasso and even Van Gogh a little bit, it starts to...
Yeah, you start to depart for you.
I don't like Picasso. Anyway, what kind of art do you respond to?
What kind of art do I respond to? Well, like you said, as far as abstract art, maybe not the dark and gritty, but definitely the ones that kind of have flares of color, you know? So maybe it's dull in most areas, but then there's a flare of color. That I respond to. But as far as, you know, like paintings that I could just sit and stare at, I like up close and personal. Like if you took Bob Ross and you see his distant paintings, you know,
Happy Little Trees.
You know, they're all in the distant. Everything is in the distant. I don't like that. That doesn't do anything for me. You know, if you're gonna do a forest, I want to be amongst the trees. I want to see the you know, the foliage on the ground. You know, the sights and colors involved in that, and that's what I like. I like oranges. I like reds. I like yellows.
So you don't respond necessarily to, like, Picasso, like
no, I'm
new stuff either.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Picasso. No.
Okay. He definitely made a style,
Yes.
and you know, he makes his own rules, or made his own rules in that period. I mean, he had lots of periods, and in fact, he was a very well-known artist, which in fact makes him a better artist in a lot of, like, purist point of view. Is that he knows how to do. You know, the classic kind of art, and now he's breaking the rules and doing the cubist or the blue or the whatever.
Yeah.
I don't, something doesn't resonate. I appreciate the effort, but I guess it's masterpiece as opposed to, like, some of the new stuff they're doing. Like, it was literally like a flattened box on the wall. It's like, this says something about the human spirit. It's like, really? Seriously? I don't buy that. Honestly, I mean, I think there are some, you know, great modern artists. There's that guy that makes really large objects with metal and stuff. Like, he has balloon animals out of metal. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And, like, there's one that made this huge dress out of dog tags.
Okay.
And kind of like this kimono dressy thing or whatever. And those are all interesting. But yeah, then there's the, you know, the smear of poo and piss Christ.
It doesn't do anything.
Stuff like that.
I think that art, as far as if I'm going to have it in my house, it should be in paint or photograph, and everything should have meaning. Especially, you know, in the abstract, you know, like I said, the slashes of bright colors, just to kind of emphasize certain emotions, and that's what I like. If I'm looking, like I brought up the in the forest thing, every tree needs to be unique You know, everything needs to be different, but they need to be kind of realistic. I don't know how to say that. And I don't know any artist offhand that I can say that's what I like.
Well, what about like block printing and stuff like that? Because that's definitely repeated. You know, textures can be.
No, I don't like block printing. Because it doesn't have a you know.
You like a one of a kindness.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they all can be. That, you know, there's mono prints and stuff like that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, okay. It is kind of
uniquity.
I think we both want a story to be told.
Right.
You know, a clear story, not. I was, you know, thinking about kumquats in, you know, whatever. I just this is baloney. Like, I know how it works. Okay, I'm sorry. I've been to art school. I've had a lot of artist friends, and sometimes you just make something that you think looks cool, and then you come up with a story of what it is.
Yeah.
That's the wrong way to do art, as far as I'm concerned. But then again, that's kind of why I wanted to bring this up, is because we're both, you know, storytellers, and for us, it's a clear representation of our idea that makes art, probably. I mean, there are certainly, you know, some pieces of art where it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's...
I've had that happen. You know, you just walk around and you see, like, you brought up Cubism before. I've seen a Cubist, and I can't remember the name of it, but it just struck me, and I was like, this is pleasant. I enjoy this, you know? But it's not my norm. It's not what I...
Are you familiar with Wyeth?
Wyeth.
Yeah, he's the one. He does watercolors that are very kind of realistic, almost surreal because they're so realistic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Andrew Wyeth. I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think
they had an exhibit here at SAM at the Seattle Art Museum not too long ago, and his stuff is really nice. I do respond to the realistic stuff. You know, the people that takes a really critical eye and paints what they see or paints it from their mind, but you know, uses the space correctly and. I'm really picky. I think, you know, art is subjective, so you can't, you know, hold that against me too much, because everybody has their own opinions of what is and isn't art. If you try to define art, there's always somebody who's like, no,
yeah,
you're totally wrong. You know, it's
art can be interactive.
Some people, it's like, well, yeah, like video games. Thank you, Ebert.
As far as like you were saying with the story, I like sitting there and just, you know, realizing the story unfold. You know, so like. And I love it especially with paint strokes, because then you know the defined paint strokes, what is it, the acrylics, where not acrylics, I'm sorry, the oil paints, where you can see where the paint what was applied first. So this what happened first, and then this came after, and then this came after that, you know, and then like the story kind of unfolds in like a, you know, upward motion, if that makes sense. And that works for me. You know, like. And I'm going to bring up the trees again. You know, a nice forest with trees. You know, you start off with the browns, and everything is simple with just, you know, stumps and, you know, logs, and then, you know, the white kind of reflects the light, and then this thing, you know, and the entire story is just progressively told just by what was painted first. And that I like.
All right. I mean, classic nature scenes, you kind of bring that up, and I'm kind of bored with those. I grew up with, well, not grew up, but in high school and early college, I was big into Ansel Adams.
Okay.
Which most college guys are, honestly. So it's like black and white and sophisticated, you know, and bachelor-y. So I kind of got to the point where it was like, I do like interpretations of that. I like artists when they get a little bit looser, but not so loose like Fell, which is kind of comic. It's just a little too loose for me. It reads as quick and dirty, not you know,
right.
Edited. It's quick and dirty, not edited.
But I think comics, you really need to find the right artist for the feel of the comic. And as far as Fell goes, I think that artist did wonderfully. I think that captured the feel of where he was living, his situation, his thought process. Everything.
But I understand, the gritty and dirty nature of it.
Right.
It's a very gritty world. So, all right. Well, I just thought that was interesting. What do you think of like Van Gogh? Because Van Gogh, you know, uses a lot of bright colors.
Yes, he does.
And it is slightly realistic, but it's impressionist realistic. I mean, you know, he's extracted things. He's,
right. I like it, but it.
I'm on the fence. You know, some of his, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. But I don't think I'd ever pay, you know, $1 million to have one.
You know what I think? I think that I have seen, because Van Gogh is so famous, it just, it pretty much, this is art and that's the end of it, and that doesn't do anything for me. I need something different. I need something a little, I don't know, either more defined or less defined, or I don't know how to say that.
Well, if we're talking about a few maybe famous artworks, one I've always responded to since I was a kid was The Scream, Munch's Scream.
Yeah.
It's that guy on the bridge or whatever. Oh. But now it's been used like in a commercial or whatever, so it's detracted from it because they use it in some stupid Nissan commercial or something.
Exactly, and I never really cared for that, or what was it, the one with the castle at night, the swirly stars. Why the hell can't I think of the name?
Wasn't that Van Gogh? What are you talking about?
I think it was Van Gogh, yeah.
Starry Night or something.
Starry Night. Was that the name of it?
Possibly.
Yeah. Okay. So Starry Night never did anything to me either. I mean, just.
Well, there's also that pointillist piece of all those people kind of on the. It's like they're on a hill, on a grassy hill, and they're all looking the same way, and it's all done with points.
Oh yeah.
You see that a lot.
Yeah. I thought that the point idea was interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's a little too pastel-y for me. I like a darker palette.
So do I.
But okay, well, do you see? We probably haven't really thought about this on our own. So now that we've talked about some of the things we do and do not like, does that translate directly to what we want to do with our comics or what we are doing with our comics? Or do we break that rule? I think for me, I follow it because I like dark stuff and I like realist stuff.
Right.
And that's what I want to do.
Huh. The art that I like is more calming to me as a person, but I think that's just because I enjoy things that, don't get me angry.
Well, let's talk quickly about comic books. What's your favorite comic book art? Do you have an artist?
Again, it's all about the story. It depends. I love the darkness. I love how almost all a lot of the panels can be just black and that's it. But on the other hand, I've loved the beginning art in Spectacular Spider-Man with the the blocky fingers and the kind of jagged jaw lines. And that works for me.
I appreciate that art. I don't necessarily like it, though.
Well, I like it. So again, I think it depends on the story. I think that when it comes to art, I am definitely more story-driven. As long as the art fits the story that I'm seeing, it works,
Which is weird because I'm usually all about the story, right? And all about the characters and all that stuff. But I'm almost the opposite with the art. I am very visual and spatial. I do want a story, but it doesn't need to have as much depth as it sounds like you're looking for in a piece. I just, some things just look cool.
Okay. I do understand that sometimes things just look cool, and, that's great, but I think that's, that's kind of cheating. So yeah, send us emails, send us, messages on Facebook.
Yeah, tell us what you think. Tell us what art you respond to, comic or otherwise. We'd love to hear from you and get back to you.
Yeah, and we'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, you can tell us if we're right or wrong. All right, guys.
All right, bye.
See you later. I think that was you first. Good job.
Wow, that was...
See you later.
Bye, 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 bye. Rainbow power.
Enjoy Thanksgiving. Next time, it's Cowboy Bebop.
I don't have an I am joke.
I am so tired of coming up with I am jokes.
That's a good one.
You started it. All right, so in preparation for Thanksgiving, we're doing art, which makes no sense. But it's our focal point.
I saw a painting of a cornucopia once, so...
And I'm thankful for art.
That's right. I'm thankful for art.
So anyway, and I'm thankful for food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of thankful for food, too.
I think I had somewhere I was going with that.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for food.
Well...
Thankful for food.
In a lot of the still lives, they do the apple and the plum and like a thing of grapes. So there you go.
You can't eat it. I'm not very thankful for those.
Just make you hungry.
It's just like an advertisement. It might as well be Burger King.